Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Benjamin et bienvenue dans un mois de plus. Le podcast, cela ne durera que jusqu'à ce que j'obtienne mon diplôme universitaire. Roll the intro. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to One More Month, the podcast that will only last until I graduate college, which happens to be less than 3.5 days away. We have reached the point of no return. I'm getting a lot more terrified. When I booted this up, it was really scary when I realized, because, I haven't had the timer in the past, 3 episodes, however many episodes we've released since we're releasing this one.
Yeah, you should have just edited one in, to be honest with you.
I don't know how to do that because I don't know if I can rip a live timer that is displaying. It would be weird. I'd have to know what time it was when I started, what time I ended. It doesn't matter.
It's almost like you have somebody who knows how to do that sitting right next to you.
Well, speaking of that, right beside me, I have my good friend, my podcasting mentor, he who remains, also my roommate.
That's a good one.
Caleb James Smith. You can find him at calebjamesmith.net.
.com.
Imagine if you had a .net. So many people would make
That'd
fun of you.
be crazy.
Yes. Welcome to the set.
Finally,
I say welcome to the set.
You've mentioned me in every episode, and now I finally get to actually show up and crush people's dreams of who I actually am. Yeah.
Caleb is the one who helps me set this entire thing up. Technically, would you like to tell people what you do? Because that would make sense for why.
Yeah, that would kind of help. Why I get shout out almost every episode. So me and Ben met each other back when I was still an undergrad here at UWA, and I graduated my undergrad and didn't know what I was doing, so I went ahead and started with my master's here with the IMC Masters. Really, when I got done with my senior year, they were like, "Hey, Caleb, we really wish we could hire you right now, but we're in a hiring freeze." So I was like, "Oh, that sucks." But I guess I'll stick around for a little bit, get my master's real quick, since I'm not really sure what I'm doing at this point.
Yeah.
And then about midway through me getting my master's, they were like, "Oh, the hiring freeze is over." So I checked the listing, and that you had to have your master's to get this position, which I was like, "Well, I still got 6 months for that until that happens, so I guess I can't apply." And then Brandon, who I would call my mentor, he calls me up. He's like, "Hey, you better apply right now." So I got, did the interviews and everything, talked to the provost and all the dean and everybody like that. Got the job pretty much instantly. Could not start teaching until I finished my master's.
Yes.
But I was working as the, studio manager kind of thing. I'm blanking on my own title right now because I blank on it all the time. And it's basically what it was. Like when I was an undergrad as work study, that's what it was the assistant studio manager. So I just call myself the studio manager most of the time.
I'm sure you have a real official title.
It's like media technician.
Oh.
That's what I think my actual title is, and lecturer of digital communication.
Do you want to know? Okay, off topic completely. I found this out today. You know what Greg's, which is one of our head professors, you know what his
actual title is?
No, his top title on LinkedIn is?
No, I've never looked at it. What is it?
Head can opener.
That's hilarious.
That's branding, which is his ad agency.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. That's good.
Has nothing. I don't know if it has UW. I didn't find this out. My girlfriend found it out earlier today when we were on LinkedIn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yes, this is Caleb. You, I think we've mentioned this a handful of times. You teach podcasting at UWA. Yes,
I teach podcasting, a few other classes like speech online and creative photography. But my main thing is kind of podcasting. Like I've done that started off as a radio DJ back in high school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, back at a Southern gospel station.
Radio DJ. I thought you meant like.
No, I meant just a good old disc jockey playing, requests from 3 to 6 of people who want really old Southern gospel. That's what DJ stands for. Did you not know that DJ stands for disc jockey?
No. That sounds like a rejected Olympic sport. Why is it disc jockey?
That's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a jockey for discs. Because they used to use turntables at radio stations, right?
Yeah, but
So they were called disc jockeys or DJs. And that's what they're still called today.
They used to call some. That's wild.
You
Okay.
learn something new every day, don't you?
That is
Even
something
3
new.
days away from graduation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very. It's gonna be very useful to know what a disc jockey is.
Yeah, you're really gonna need that. But yeah, I've did that in high school, and one of the main reasons I came here is because they had a podcast class. So I did that like every semester I could, because it's just a 1 hour class.
Yeah.
And now I'm teaching that class that I used to take as undergrad and everything. So that's really cool. But like, you know, podcast is just so different. Like, and I'm one of the types, like, I've always got these ideas for podcasts that I want to do, but never actually do them.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Because especially like I've got that, you know, there's the whole phrase, those who can't teach, meaning like those who can't do something, they end up just teaching it. And that's what I feel like I am right now, is that I can't really do the podcast. So I just teach other people how to podcast, you know?
So this is your breakthrough podcast.
Yeah, this is since undergrad, this is my first podcast I've actually been on. So pretty big.
This is your first podcast, video podcast.
First video podcast, yeah.
Which is funny. Well, something I think you know this. I don't know if I've really told them the full story. You are technically the sole reason that this podcast happened, because like it came about because I had a lot of students asking me, "Hey, can we do a video podcast?" Yeah. Which, just for starters, I hate the idea of video podcast. Like, this has been pretty good. I've enjoyed watching Ben's thing, but like, the idea of a podcast to me is that it is just audio based. And so all these podcasts that I've seen you watching, like The Yard and stuff like that, like on YouTube, like it's just a YouTube video. You don't get the appeal.
I don't get the appeal, because you could just pull it up on Spotify or something and listen to it just the same. So why do you need the video aspect? That's what I do. That's what I do when I drive sometimes. But no. I mean, yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway, like, to finish the idea, we had students in my class ask me, "Hey, can I do a video aspect?" And I was like, we could play around with the idea of it. And so finally, I was like, you know what? We really don't use this kind of corner in the studio. And something in the studio we do a lot. It out, weren't we? Yeah, we were cleaning a bunch of stuff out, and we were like, you know, we already like basically modularize the studio and just move stuff to the side whenever we need to. So we're like, let's move the stuff to the side. Let's use this corner that we used to use for like anchoring for stuff like that. Let's like actually use it for the podcast. Fact that the set goes all the way out here is crazy. Yeah, and like, you were like, I really want to do something this last month, and I was like, let's have you be the guinea pig. You know, I had nothing to do for. I mean, realizing that I'm actually really busy outside of this, I'm really glad I took this passion project on, because I had nothing that was really like super motivating, and then we were just like, oh well, what if we just come here? Or you said, I'm going to use this next semester. I was like, what if I just do it now? And then I was like, I remember I walked down the hall before I reached my office. I was like, you came back like almost instantly. Oh yeah, I made it to about 1:11, I think. Yeah. There, I was like, this could be a cool idea. I'm going to go back and pitch it. Yeah. And immediately it was just like, that could work. Yeah. And I think by that next day, that was on Thursday, I think. By Friday, you were already ready to do your first episode. Like, you were going to like jump into it. Yeah. That Friday, I think. You helped me figure everything out. I'm going to be real. I love this stuff. I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry, Brandon, if you're watching this. I retained very little from our 2 classes about broadcasting. And Ben is very much graphic design track. He is very full on graphic design. I am. Yeah, this stuff is cool. It's what I fell into. And I told Brandon this the other day, and he was like, yeah, I'm sure that I wish I had done more video stuff, because it was one of the things that I came in here doing, and I really enjoyed it. And obviously I did not. I found graphic design really early. I was the work study down there, so it just made sense. Had I been a work study in here, probably would have been completely different. I still would have probably done a lot of design stuff, because it's what I started out in. But at the time of coming to UWA, I was really in video. And actually, our freshman year, I did a podcast, and it was awful. I was not an editor, but I think a producer of that. It was really bad. We had the broadcasting class, and part of it, a subsection, podcasting wasn't really its own class as much as it was half the class. Half the class. Yeah. You could do this, broadcasting, be on camera, all this stuff, do news. This like an actual newscast. Yeah, this is pre-COVID. Yeah. So like, we still use the studio. COVID killed it. Yeah. COVID did kill all this, but it was over there on that stupid table that we don't use anymore. And it was me and this dude, and
we talked about ghost stories around.
Yeah,
Wilmington,
and here's the
it
weird thing is
sucked.
that everybody wants to do a ghost story podcast every
don't.
semester.
I don't. I hated it so much, and
Oh, I know you did because y'all were never prepared when you came in.
because I didn't know anything about it, and he was
Oh,
like,
God.
I got you," and I was more there to be the
Color commentary
I
or
was going to
something.
be the and what guy.
Yeah.
Like not yes and but the and what or yes whatever. I was supposed to
And
be the background,
what?
but the issue is that he wasn't entertaining.
No, he was so like
He was
monotone.
so scatterbrained and didn't know how to lead how to lead.
It's
it,
like he looked it up on his phone 10 minutes before he came in
what he
here,
did.
and yeah,
And we had a girl who just was our audio tech, and she didn't. I don't know what she.
she was so antisocial.
That's a crazy thing to say about. She's never gonna find it. If she finds us, sorry.
I mean, I don't even think she's still here.
I don't either. I mean, these people were older than me at the time,
Yeah.
but no, I wasn't passionate about it, and I ended up having to be the one that was leading it, at least like
Half the time.
verbally, like or entertainment wise. I was the only thing. I was like bah bah, and this guy was like, "Mah, mah, 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 mah," and it just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And now it is a fun. Well, obviously, COVID killed that semester, so we never.
Yeah,
finished
and
class.
so we stopped doing the newscast, which really sucked. But then we kept doing podcasts because it's really
I hate
versatile.
this thing. I hate this thing. I caught it for once. Why?
Just shake it real quick.
Oh my gosh. I tried. You watched me. I turned. The
He did
stupid-
make it where the screen's supposed to not turn off ever, so that is kind of annoying.
It's cursed. It's never.
Yeah, well,
it's honestly a bit
At
of
least,
its own.
at least you got it.
But we killed broadcast.
Kill broadcast,
You
but
brought
podcast
podcast
podcast is still really versatile.
When did you bring it
And-
back?
No, we never left it. We were still doing it. Brandon was teaching it when Dusty left, and then when as soon as I was able to teach, I was teaching it. That was the first thing I taught was podcast, and it's because it's so easy to do it, whether you're in the studio here or they can record it on their phones.
Yeah.
Now, let me just
Do you
say,
make them publish theirs?
they do publish it to Anchor, which I think that's what you've started doing. Is you go to Anchor and it pushes to Spotify.
Yeah.
But you can actually from Anchor make it push to Google, anything else, Apple Music, all that kind of stuff.
I
And
was
it's
too lazy
that
to figure it
Anchor.
out.
Yeah, Anchor's just basically like Anchor.fm is your. It's basically like if you have like social media stuff you want to push on multiple platforms. That's how it is basically with that. But it just posts your
It's like
podcast.
what I use for work is Trello is what we use to post.
Yeah,
all-
Trello,
all
yeah.
episodes. It's like social media hub.
Yes.
Any one of those things, but for audio.
Just for audio, and it really is good.
It's really easy.
But you can
do it.
can record it straight in Anchor and,
Yeah, that's
and
what you
everything
can
else
edit
like
and
that, and
everything.
edit it and make your own stuff. It's really good. Like this feels like a plug for Anchor.fm, but it's like really good. It's what we
Anchor.
use.
If you want
If you
to
wanna
sponsor
sponsor,
me, my
we've
2
been
more
using
episodes.
you for every class, but it's really useful. And if you want to make your own podcast, that's the way to go. But
sponsor me, not his class.
no, sponsor me. What do you mean? I need the money. Anyway,
The money doesn't go to you. If it sponsors a class, it goes to the university. Do they need more money? Probably.
yes, yeah.
But they.
But like we could do the podcast without them actually being here in class and everything, which was really good. But like I can already tell the difference between one semester and this semester, where they were just recording on their phone, where I forced them to come in here into the really nice sound booth we have.
Yeah.
And
There's a sound
oh my
booth over
god,
there behind where you guys can't see.
right behind the camera, we have a really nice state of the art sound booth that
Which
you
would
could
be really good if I
that we
recorded.
tell people you could like master a record in there because it sounds great in there. And I've been like forcing them to get in there. It's like 3 of them at a time sometimes, which gets real cramped and real hot real quick.
Yeah.
But like I went from getting like 3-minute podcasts out of people to getting an hour-long podcast out of some of these students, and like they're actually passionate about it and they're actually sounding good on these microphones in the booth and everything. So
That's
like
really cool.
I can already see like it's already jumped up, and I already got plans for making it better next semester with them, especially if we do this kind of setup here and keep on doing it right there in the booth, and it's going to look real good and sound real good.
I am going to make sure no one bites my show, and I can't say the real phrase, but no one bites my stuff. No one swag jacks me. No one's allowed to swag jack this show.
They can't use these chairs. They can't use the books.
I mean, I'm taking all this. These are not mine. Spoiler. These. Let's do this. I got a nice picture of the set.
You gonna part the curtain?
What?
You ever seen Wizards of Oz? They part the curtain
Oh, yeah.
and show behind the scenes with Oz.
No, we're jumping the shark here. We're jumping the shark here. This
Yeah.
is what the set looks. If you never got to see a close up here, I'm going to show the pictures Summer took.
Yeah.
During my
They're really good.
pictures. Oh, yeah, I can show those. I showed those on the last episode. We're
Yeah.
recording these all. I'm recording in bulk right now. We're running out of time. So stuff is starting to mesh
Yeah.
in my head. But this is what the set looks like. We got the books, which are all photography, and I don't know anything about
That
photography.
were left from one of our old photography professors. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the dinosaur, we have my little mug, we have Lego Sapien Dude,
Yep.
and we have the GOAT Trophy, which is from the annual IMC, the first annual IMC Games.
Your text here, GOAT Trophy.
You're not gonna be able to see that because we're right now. I want you to know that we're in a little box in the corner of the screen.
Yeah.
And there's a full screen image.
That's good.
But yeah, the little goats from the first annual IMC games that we had last
Yeah.
year that I won because I'm goated.
Yeah.
And no, I am really proud of the set. Honestly, okay. Let's go into that then because we have very different views on podcasting.
Yeah.
Because I think probably actually no, because I was going to say how we got into podcasting, but no, I got into audio only podcast too.
Yeah.
I'll pitch my reasoning why I think video podcasting is interesting.
Okay. Let me hear this.
So, my idea of it is that the ceiling, the not quality ceiling of a podcast is low. You
Okay.
can once you get good mics, essentially that's it. Once you can master, well, besides mastering the ability to talk about interesting things, once you get a good mic, that's it. You have no room to expand here. This part of the podcast, this adds so much more quality to it, I believe, and this is the only way I think you can qualitatively. Is that even a word? Qualitatively?
I think you're using it wrong, but it is a word.
This is the only way I see that you can improve the quality of a show.
Yeah.
Past once you get a good mic, and I like it. Also, I think it's not a double-edged sword. It's two swords because I think it serves both cases. If I'm driving somewhere, I'll listen to a podcast and it'll be fine. But say I'm in my room chilling. I really like podcasts because I can just throw it on. I don't have to pay attention completely. But if I do, I know I'm going to catch something I enjoy. And I can also look up and it gives me something. I don't know. I like it because I like things like The Yard. Or like
it is also
TMG
different
or stuff.
with like The Yard and with Joe Rogan's podcast and everything like that.
Yeah.
They actually have a guy that like pulls stuff up. So it would make sense if you had a guy that pulls stuff up to throw on the
How many times have I asked you to
thing.
be my zipper?
You
could
have
be my
asked me,
zipper.
but I'm like, no.
I mean, you would hate it.
Yeah.
You just be the disembodied
Like
voice behind the camera.
you would actually have to pay me, Ben. I'm not kidding. You would
Dude, we'd
pay
have
me
to
for
run
that.
so many more cables and stuff to this computer. This is
Yeah.
right off my MacBook that sits behind the chair.
Yeah.
It'd probably be fine so that I could have cool stuff.
Would you? Why would just get the Apple TV and put it in here?
Bro, I leave in that many days. There's no time to do that.
Well, I got it for an idea for next semester. Then how's that?
You're going to be that guy, yeah. Have fun sitting through 10 hours a week of people shooting.
No, I'm gonna make it where they actually sign up and have somebody be the guy behind the computer.
Hey, in like 5 years, when we're on one more month or season 12, 5, 60, and I'm actually making bank on
One
this,
more
I'll
month.
hire you.
One more month when we're on our deathbeds.
And I've talked about this. So I've talked about this too, like the reasoning behind the naming. I was gonna.
Yeah.
Well, what I was gonna say. When I'm making bank off this, I will hire you. You
Yeah.
can get out of this job, and you can come be my
I'm
producer.
gonna start working at YouTube under Ben.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have a studio. We'll call it YG Studios.
Why YG?
In the beginning of
Young
the Me and Nick
Gangsters.
episode, no, that's YG.
Yeah. What'd
YJ.
you say?
I said YG. Honestly, I don't know where it's from.
Young
It's probably-
Gangsters?
No, it might be a real thing. In the beginning of the Nick episode, I cut it out. I'll throw it up right here. Boom. I don't know. We took a cut. It's funny.
I love that. Yeah.
But
I thought you just
I
blinked
said,
for a
"I'm back
second.
from YG Studios. Welcome back to one." Like I just did it. But
Oh, okay,
It had no
gotcha.
real purpose.
Yeah.
You know, when I right before I said that, I had a thing I was gonna say and I
Mm-hmm.
forgot it. So
No, if you actually started an actual studio, it has to be Media Hogs for real.
it would be Media
Yeah.
Hogs Media.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense.
MGM. That's the thing already.
I want you to think about what part of Hogs starts with G. Because not Media Gogs. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I messed up there.
No, it's fine. But no, that's what I think. That's why I enjoy it. Because
I do think there's an appeal to the video aspect,
Yeah.
but I'm still kind of like a media purist in the way that I think that if it's called, and if it is called a podcast, it should be audio. Which is you've done that. You're putting it out on Spotify and
Yes.
all that. So it's at least you're doing that.
Mhm.
If you were doing strictly YouTube, I would be a little upset with you. But you are doing YouTube and everything else,
It's
which
also
is kind of
really
what you
cool.
got to do.
It's also really cool to
nowadays.
just have a Spotify account
Yeah,
and to
for
see
real.
something on it. It's so There's something really nice about it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone does a YouTube, but not everyone has something on
No, on
Spotify.
Spotify, yeah.
It feels a little bit more legit. Which, speaking of which, I haven't added the bonus episode. As the time we're recording this, the bonus French episode is not up on
Yeah.
Spotify. I just realized. So, oops. I do forget to put up Spotify always.
That's why I even had to remind you that you needed an audio format for that one.
See, I'm more focused on this, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of ways people do it badly. I think there's a lot of people who just, and that's another reason that, like, we had talked about doing podcasts multiple times, like with Nick or people.
Yeah.
And we said that dream died when he left, because I am not going to film a podcast that is me and you and him sitting on a Discord call and talking to our webcams for an hour, because that is boring.
Don't actually hate that though.
I do. I don't hate it. I think it's cool. The only good way I think to do that is if it's like we're all recording ourselves and then it's cutting between us.
Yeah.
Not all three of us at once.
No.
I think it's like if it's like that. But
Here's what we do: we would all get a green screen back screen, back behind us, green screen,
yeah.
and then later out we'd cut it all behind us and make it look like we're in the same place.
Oh, we have to physically go, hey, Nick. Hey, we're the Brady Bunch at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be great,
Yeah.
but we'd all be on the same screen. It'd look good.
Yeah, no. We call it we call it the Shady
We look like
Bunch,
one of the VTubers or whatever. We
Oh
look
my
like
God.
that. Or then
We
the
look like we're a Twitch streamer at the very bottom of the corner.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It'll look good.
But no, I think a lot of people do it, or some people are just sitting on their couch in their house. And I care a lot about how this looks. Like, it is a small thing to me that this looks good, and people don't know how much work we went into putting this stupid TV in here.
We had to unscrew and
We had to
screw
lower it
everything
down.
back.
It's still too high, really. I would love the frame to be more on me, but I think the wider frame is actually better.
Yeah.
But I said more on me, like this show is just.
You wanted a second camera just on your face.
No. Yeah, that's the other thing. The next step from this is that we have camera here and camera here. So
Yeah,
that
he wanted to do 3 cameras, which is
yeah.
insane.
I think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it is a good idea, because the issue, and this actually goes great into our next topic,
Yeah.
is that so much of content, video content, especially on YouTube,
Especially
is
YouTube.
driven by audience retention. And how do you get
Yes.
audience retention?
Keep it going. You got to keep their attention by changing it every 2 seconds.
Exactly. So the ability, this is a subtle change. This is a nice one.
Yeah.
But I think it's just quality. A quality asset of it is that when I'm talking, I could have a camera here, so it's a close up on me,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look awkward that I'm just panning in here to me. It's more of it's camera 1. This is camera 2, the wide shot, which is important for like intros and stuff. Really, the only intro, maybe if we're both laughing or whatever. But then camera 3, when you're going on your monologues, it comes in here, and I think that is good. Granted, it would be awful to set up if it's just me and you, and I'm really tired of setting up everything we do already.
Again,
every
you'd
episode.
have to pay me to do all that crap.
We'll have
Yeah.
interns at that point.
Yeah, well, one day, yeah. We're going to have, when this is big. But yeah, I absolutely hate that with YouTube, is that, like all the Mr. Beast videos and everybody that's followed his kind of thing. Love the dude. Like, he's a cool dude, I think.
I think what he's done
But-
for the platform is insane. He's made it
For real.
mainstream that more than anyone else ever could, I think.
Yeah, but just having it where you have to have something swishing, some kind of sound effect every few seconds. It's like watching Johnny Test. Sorry, I just cursed. It's like watching Johnny Test.
I'm going to have so much fun
Yeah.
finding a bleep noise for that, because it's going to be the most
No, you're
weird,
gonna
the
cut
weirdest thing. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to,
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do exactly what I was just ranting about and put a sound clip in there.
yeah, I'm going to do that. Oh, you're talking about I watched the Johnny Test guy.
Yeah.
He, like, drank every time there was a.
A whip crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That was
hilarious.
a fever dream of a TV show back in the day.
It really
Let's not get
was.
into that, but yeah, it was.
I
bad.
enjoyed it too, but I don't think I ever realized it. It's like realizing how many laugh tracks are in an episode of any sitcom.
Any YouTube, any Disney Channel thing with us.
Yeah,
with it.
realizing how
So annoying.
prominent laugh tracks are in it. But
I think I've got a quote like on my cork board of like how unfunny Friends is and how much I hate Friends, and that
my
if I had the money, I would literally pay to all streaming platforms to take the laugh tracks out of it and see how unfunny that show is, because it's so much dead air when you have the laugh tracks out. It's so
because
bad.
it's written around leaving room for people to laugh.
Yeah.
And it is kind of the so. I like you said, I love what Mr. Beast is doing with it all. I think he's a
Yeah.
great guy. He's a really generous and great guy for the position he's gotten. He's someone
Yeah.
who grew up with YouTube, wanting to be a YouTuber, and
Yeah.
is prominent.
And
it's
he's-
like very
he
proficient.
He
in his
grinded
stuff.
it out. He was putting out stuff like every day.
I have so much more respect for him
For
than
real.
any of
Any of the
platforms.
clones, yeah.
But that being said, I hate where he has taken YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's from everything from how videos are laid out,
Mm-hmm.
the what is it called? Like the storytelling aspect. There's a word for that. There's a not direction.
Structuring.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
The structuring of a video. The thumbnail art. Oh my god.
Yes.
hate.
The whole red circles
YouTube
and
has
pointing
always
at
been a thing, but
stuff.
it's like super hyper like cartoonish almost.
It's clickbaity.
Yeah,
And
it's always been.
I'm
that
not
way.
trying to call you out, but like you said, that's kind of like what you've had to do for your videos.
have
Is you have to kind of draw the biggest aspect you can and kind of make it where people are going to click on it.
You
know?
have to if you want. I mean, for me, it's different because my target audience isn't to draw people from
Well,
YouTube.
yeah.
It's people I know, so they're going to watch
Yeah.
it if whether or not it's just a picture of my
But
face or
they'll,
not.
they'll look at it and chuckle.
I think it's funny. Oh,
I did looking at the picture of you. And,
the French
and
one.
The French one that was hilarious. Yeah,
Leslie texted me today and said, "Please send me that. I'm going to make it my desktop background."
that is really good.
So it is fun, and it's not always. That's something that's always like I'm uploading. I'm like, "Ooh, I need to make a thumbnail." But
Yeah.
no, the super hyperactive, every like 1.5 second frame swap or whatever, like panning or new shot.
yeah,
Excuse me, I hate it, and I don't like watching his videos. I would love to because they're like a spectacle. They
Yeah.
are mainstream media made by not one man because he has an entire production.
yeah. He's
company at
got a
this
whole lot
point.
of people there.
It's just not. I'm not the target audience for it, and I think that doing this, I'm not trying to create that kind of stuff. Obviously, and I'm because I know that there are people like me, like you, like a lot of us. Really, I think that either,
And like people call us haters for it and everything like that, but it's like it's not exactly that I hate it.
it's just I don't enjoy the type of content.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But I see it bleed over. I see it bleed over into people I do like to watch, and that's
Yeah.
when I don't like it.
And that's when you start to stop watching them, and kind of hurts.
Even little things like there's a guy I love on YouTube. His name's Joshua Wiseman. He's a cooking YouTuber.
Yeah.
And I love watching a lot of cooking stuff in the past few years as I've navigated
know,
from gaming
because
to
you
cooking.
introduced me to him, and oh god,
Because
not
it-
my thing.
Because it's not something I think binging with Babish really
Yeah,
like
Guga Foods.
not Google Foods. That guy's a product of what the Mr. Beast is.
Oh,
having to push
okay.
on beyond.
He's the
But
Mr. Beast
Binging
of
with
the food
Babish is a good
cooking.
example of something that started out as a simple topic. He did it in a very mundane way. He did it
It
quality.
was very calming. His
Yeah,
videos.
it's very relaxing. Food is something everyone can get around.
Yeah,
He added the twist of TV shows and stuff in it, but he did it in not maybe a mundane way, but a soothing way.
yeah.
And there's the other end of that spectrum. If you know Alvin Zhao,
I've not seen those.
he is
no.
a YouTuber who I think it's Zhao is how you pronounce his name, but he is another food YouTuber where he makes like these like it's like the idea of a Mr. Beast thumbnail, like a title or thumbnail or whatever, but with the complete opposite of a video. It is it's the same music every video, but it's like 100-hour tiramisu.
Yeah,
he just
those
bakes
are
it, but
crazy.
he just bakes. It's super aesthetically. His shots are beautiful.
Yeah,
But he just.
but then like half of that at a time is literally just like sitting in a fridge or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not in the shot. Yeah, but definitely not like half of it's like the preparation or like letting it bake, letting it sit or rest. But it's just music. There's subtitles. And it's these really cinematic shots of him just cooking in like nighttime. Like it's always
Yeah.
very soothing, very pretty. But it's a complete opposite end of the spectrum. But no, something like with food was really nice. It was really like calm. It wasn't like look at me, look at me, look at me, because the spectacle of it is the food.
Yep.
But this guy, which I love, Josh has created. He's kind of always had this little bit more active editing style, but it was still always about the food. Lately, it's been more about higher production things like. I'm trying to think of some of the stuff he's put out, like just like competitions with his friends, like making doing a tournament of spicy foods, or like videos, which I'm sure are really good ideas too, but I don't like the structuring of them, so I don't end up watching them. Like he did one about giving away free food, which is probably like checking the comments just because I didn't end up watching the video because I didn't have time.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a great video, but like the thumbnail art is drastically different. The way the video is set up and like the intro and everything is always super go go go, and I just it detracts me from it.
My youngest brother, I could probably say this because he'll probably never see this. Like I've edited some videos for him, and like his instructions for me when he wanted me to edit these videos for him vlogs was just add memes to them, and like there's stuff like in it every few like every 30 seconds there's a meme or something, either a picture or a video or something thrown in or some kind of joke or something like that. And like, no offense to him, but I absolutely hate that style of video.
Oh,
and like that's why I don't have those kind of things, those videos like linked to my website.
You're not
or
putting your
anything.
name on it.
Yeah, I'm just doing it because I'm helping my brother out because I love my brother. So I'm gonna help him out, but I'm definitely not gonna love what I'm doing.
I don't know. Have you seen these videos? They're like, that reminds me of it. Is they're called I don't know if it still happens. Every time Apex would drop a season, this guy would put out like Apex season blank.exe, and it's this like 2-minute clip of super edited,
oh my God,
like almost like
those have been on YouTube. No, sorry, on TikTok all the time with the Call of Duty stuff. Like every time they shoot a gun and get a kill, some kind of meme every few seconds, and I've literally had to like. Say, do not show. I have to like, don't show me this. Like, yes, it's humorous.
I find,
but when it's every 5 seconds you're doing something like that, it's overkill.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine. God, editing that sounds awful. Editing that sounds
especially like in a 1 minute video on TikTok. That's literally like,
gonna get more views than
so
my entire
much.
YouTube channel.
Maybe, but it's still annoying as heck.
It is awful. The whole short form thing has completely changed how all of this works.
Oh yeah, because YouTube has to try to keep up with shorts. Instagram has Reels. Facebook's doing their thing, which I don't even know what they're calling it.
Facebook and Instagram are the same thing.
Are there Reels on Facebook as well?
I think they're called Reels. I don't know. It's just I thought about this the other day because I called them Meta Reels and something because there's no
I hate that.
there's the Meta because there's no reason that Facebook and Instagram wouldn't have the same type of short form platform.
Yeah.
It's completely changed it, and I think that's a lot of the reason that you've seen the hyperactivity in YouTube come out is because that has deteriorated the oopsie doopsie. That is has shortened people's like the average time span for what people want to watch. I know it's changed my habits of.
I definitely feel like people are like, you have to make videos this short. And like, even when we're teaching our video classes, we're like, you have to make these videos short that you're putting on social media because you are only going to keep their attention span for so long.
That's also all of advertising. You look back at how long are average commercials? 15, 30 seconds max. Well, because we know if we're on YouTube and we're like, especially now, if we're on YouTube and we see an ad that's over 10 seconds, we're not watching it.
We want to skip it, even though sometimes we can't, which sucks.
Yeah, YouTube
YouTube TV ad
on our TV sucks.
There's like double 15 unskippable ads. That is unacceptable.
It's double the amount of ads as well. I found out the cheat is that if I stream it from
your phone to the TV,
it solves the issue.
Perfect.
Figure that out.
So get a smart TV if you want to do that.
The thing is, though, like TikTok has been like, to use this saying right this time, TikTok has become a double-edged sword for YouTube.
Yeah, like you have to be on it.
Yeah,
and that's what a lot of social media is like. You kind of have to be on there, especially if you're doing it for a business or for something like this. Like to promote yourself, you have to be on it. But really, if you're not doing that kind of stuff, like why would you be on it? Like there's people that leave it all the time. I'm like, literally the only reason I am on some stuff is to keep up with family and friends. That's it. I hardly ever post.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, I think we take social media very differently.
Yeah.
Because I have taken I just kind of like the idea of I like glamorizing myself. That's the truth of why anyone does it. I want to be able to share what I'm doing, and I try to be realistic about it and I try to take it. I remember growing up with it. You take it very serious, like, oh my gosh, blah 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 blah. And there's those people that are like, oh, make Instagram raw again or make it fun again, not raw, but make it fun.
Raw Instagram sounds wrong.
Yeah, but it's just. I try to take it. Even at when TikTok first came out, I tried creating a little content on it because make it fun.
I was definitely not a fan of TikTok when it first came out.
I wasn't either. I didn't have
like when it was Musical.ly or whatever. Like I was like, you should not be on this app. And I was like, this is literally for.
The guy in
I was the boomer that was like, don't get on this because it's for children. But then like eventually I was like, well now I'm like almost always on it.
Yeah.
Because like you and me like send each other TikToks all the damn time. God, I'm sorry.
I don't care about damn.
Yeah, okay. But we are always like sending TikToks back and forth, and I'm like sending them to my family and everything like that, and it's just it controls a heavy part.
That's about the only reason I still have it. Is because I know people will send it to me, and just using it as a tool. Because especially with creating this, TikTok has Because there's this idea that TikTok is a competitor to YouTube. It's not. I don't think it is.
not.
I don't think it is correctly. MKBHD, he put out a video about this, and he kind of put it as YouTube and TikTok is just what YouTube and Netflix was like 5 years ago, where YouTube is something to do passively. You want to do it when you're chilling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You only go to Netflix when you know you want to watch something.
Mm-hmm.
You're never some people do just binge and don't actually care, but Netflix is like you are making a choice to watch this.
Yeah.
Now
you're like, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch something.
yeah, and now TikTok is your passive. I have 2-3 minutes to sit down. I'm gonna scroll whatever.
Yeah, I can see.
And YouTube is I'm going to choose to sit down and watch something.
I can definitely see that. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it is created this insane marketing tool for any digital creator.
Oh yeah.
Because the difference in YouTube and any kind of short form, especially with shorts now, why shorts has been such a big deal on YouTube,
Yeah.
is because YouTube has never had an not unfiltered, but just a randomized feed to give you video. You always have to make the choice to watch this. You never make any choices on TikTok. And that's why it's so easy, because you don't have to make any choices. You just are standing there and moving your finger and you're being fed content.
Yeah.
YouTube is different. YouTube, unless you're letting it click, you have to make at least one click to start something. And then it autoplays if you really want to. But even then, you don't always want to spend 5-10 minutes on something that's random.
Yeah.
But with shorts, you can cut down your video into this much. And when shorts first came out, dude, it was like a subscriber cheat.
Yeah.
And this is like a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the first time that YouTube has introduced a completely random feed that is pushing your content, and people don't have to put any effort to watching it. It's the easiest way for people to find you.
Well, it's worked well for you, hasn't it? Like I think you said some people were commenting on your thing, like they saw the shorts.
Oh,
and that's what that's what threw them to this.
Homegirl from oh gosh, no, where was she from?
Somewhere over in Europe.
Somewhere in Europe. Oh
like,
gosh,
like Ukraine
I feel
or
so
Netherlands
bad.
or something like that.
It was somewhere in like Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Or that area. Oh, I feel so bad. She was so.
But yeah,
nice.
she was like, hey, we should be friends. Like I just found your video because it showed up on shorts. Yeah. So I think that you probably should put that out some more.
So my 17-year-old brother was like, dude, you gotta put more short form out if you want it to grow.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right. I know you're right.
Because I don't think you put out TikTok for your last couple ones.
I haven't, and I've been telling myself the past 2 days I have. And honestly,
Good.
I would have had it not been such a mess of a post production.
Yeah, there were a lot of issues that even I had to finagle with for like an hour and a half.
The episode with me and Nick, for those of you who watched it, it was so late because I pushed it out on, I don't even know what day it was, Wednesday maybe?
Yeah.
Pushed it out on Wednesday. And I'm in my room on the phone with my girlfriend.
And me and his buddy Caleb, same name and everything. It was like we both were like, "Oh, it showed up." It was like 7 minutes it had been posted. We didn't even know he posted. He was in the other room. We start playing it on the TV, and there's no audio at all. We're like, "Oh, hey Ben, you messed up."
Yeah, and I walk in. I'm like, "Oh." So I export it out again. I'm like, "What's happening?" And
yeah.
Excuse me. It completely just did not make sense. Something with my computer and the files did not like the format that I had recorded.
That's why you should have stayed loyal and used my SD cards and everything like that instead of going and recording it to your laptop and your phone.
Don't talk to me about this when I said, "Hey man, what are the odds I can take something with me to Georgia?" You said no,
0 because we don't lend out equipment over the break.
I can't let you do it because I won't let them do it. And I'm like, but.
Sorry, we're good friends, but I gotta draw.
I get the rules and I respect them, but I think that sometimes they should be broken for me. No, I fully understood it, and we made it work with what it was, but it was just a mess. It was a mess of a video to produce.
Yeah, we finally got it done though, which
was great.
I'm glad it did work, but it was stuff that didn't really make sense when even I was fixing it.
No, it was I wish we could have fully explained how annoying it was, but no,
I mean,
you're right.
I can, but
we could. But even like putting out the French episode,
it was also messing.
It was also a mess and a half for different reasons.
Yeah, because my computer was messing up.
You decided to edit it on Caleb's computer because my computer, my desktop, said no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, short form is the best way to market yourself, even if you're not a creator, even just a person. If you're a business, I think short form content on any platform is the best way to get people attached to something. and it's like it is the modern day version of a newsboy standing on a corner, because just the news corner or the corner has moved into your pocket.
That's a good
And
analogy.
someone's always yelling. So it's whether if you choose to listen or not.
Sometimes your little analogies you use are kind of out there and don't make any dang sense, but that was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
job. You know,
I was proud of that one, actually.
yeah.
I felt,
Since sometimes we've talked about this before, but sometimes you like to talk at me and not with me.
yeah.
But so that one was
I
good.
feel like we've done pretty good so far.
We've done good this time.
I think we should get into the bread and butter, though, of the episode.
Yeah,
What people want to know.
about getting into real life and how we feel about
What
stuff.
do you think is a worse word?
We don't want to do
We're not
that.
doing this.
We're gonna cut that.
No, we're not going to cut it. Everyone who understood that, congratulations. You're on
You're
a
on the
little
inside
joke with us.
Yeah.
But no, the main question that I've been trying to ask everybody,
Yeah.
if you could give your senior self, someone in my shoes, advice, how
Mm-hmm.
like what you've been through, how you feel about your past 2 years now, a year and a half, how long
Yeah.
have you been working? How long have you been you've been a year, because me and Summer talked about this. It's
Been
about
a year and a half
of
now.
you in work, because you started
This
midway.
December, it'll be a year and a half. Yeah.
But just any kind of advice, stuff you wish you had known. All that. You have the floor.
Yeah, this could be kind of like personal advice to you and anybody else that listens, but like, you want me to start like kind of far back or what?
Hey man, the floor is yours. You take it.
So I think
You're talking to me and anyone in my shoes.
people that kind of know me know I'm kind of laid back, you know, in the way I think things. I'm usually go with the flow.
You're a chill Jill.
For whatever. I was not always like that. Like, because I came from like a, you know, private Christian school, was, you know, DJ on a Southern Gospel station, all that kind of stuff. So I really had to stick on my butt, basically. So yeah, I was real uptight. It wasn't until I got into college that I kind of like did like a lot of people do and just had like, you know, a break.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
your
yeah.
psyche just
You
kind
got
of
to chill.
breaks,
You got to chill.
and like you change obviously when you get to college and everything like that. So like, I think my sophomore year, it was around the time of my birthday. That was it was my freshman year actually. It was really early. That was around the year that I didn't have a lot of friends, did not know you guys yet.
I was in high school.
Did not have my parents around because they were 2 hours away. My roommate, who I barely knew at that point, he went home for the weekend around my birthday, so couldn't celebrate it with him either. Like even just eating. So like that was the point that like kind of broke down. I was like, oh man, life sucks. And like some people get that way.
Yeah.
And you know, it happens, but like at that time too, this is going to sound really weird, but I was listening to a podcast, which was, I guess I'll shout it out, The Adventure Zone, which is a D&D podcast.
Okay, cool.
Which is really funny because it's made by these guys who are three brothers from West Virginia who do this podcast called My Brother and Me, and they do an offset one of The Adventure Zone with their dad.
Okay.
So the youngest brother like DMs, and two older brothers and their dad are like characters and everything. It was like the end of this really long 70 episode arc of a D&D podcast.
Which
like,
go crazy.
yeah,
I've
which is,
understood.
yeah, for
So
real.
Being outside of that, I see the
I'd
amount
love
of
to do a
emotion.
D&D podcast.
I see the amount of emotion people put into those.
Oh, they're so good.
What are they called? Not the runs. What are they?
Campaigns.
Campaigns. Yeah.
Yeah. So like there was one part where there's this guy, the big bad evil guy, was talking with the guy who's playing the dad who's playing an older character, and he's like, "What gives you joy
Okay.
in life?" You know, and like he like thinks for a second, and he's just like, "I think you choose joy." And you know that sounds like something that you see on some white woman's wall and everything like that. Choose joy, but like he goes on, he's like, you know, I don't always do things right. I don't always do things smart. And you know, at the end of the day, that's all you have is the joy you had, the joy you found, the joy you gave others. And like that, like broke in me. I was like, why am I sitting here thinking life sucks when I can just choose joy? And so, like my dad used to say, let things, you know, fall on your back like a duck's back, like water on a duck's back. It just falls right off. Just let things fall off and don't worry about things so hard. Just learn to be kind of content and choose your things that make you happy. You know, for me, it's the small things. You know, just, I told you the other day, you may have to kill me if I get too many Funko Pops.
I wanted to say it, but I thought it was an emotional moment, and I shouldn't say it. But I wanted to say it. Like,
yeah.
Funko Pops?
Yeah, but like, that is actually something that brings me joy. Like,
Yeah.
I've got like close to probably over 15 Funko Pops now, because I just bought a couple more. But like I told Ben, like, hey, since we're roommates now, if I get to 50 Funko Pops, you're gonna have to kill me so I don't leave a sad life. But I'm like, that's like, no, like that's actually like a big part of my life, and it's something that brings me joy.
Collecting is expensive
It's an expensive hobby,
but I always think it's really cool.
yeah. And like these little things, even though people think, oh, those are toys, they're stupid little things.
Nick and Ethan hate them.
My mom hates them. She's like, what do you want this toy for? And I'm like, I mean, it's not a toy. I don't even play with them, but let's not get into that. But like I get joy from those things, and like,
Yeah.
I guess like at that point, like at that point in my life, like I broke, and it was a good break. I think it was just like, wow, like care about the things you need to care about, but be content in the way you are and what you have and everything like that. And like people, like when I told people I was getting this job, they were like, where are you going to shop for groceries? I'm like, at the marketplace here in town, obviously.
People forget grocery stores exist.
People like hate on the town because it's small and everything like that. I've lived in a smaller town. You've lived in a smaller town, I feel like.
Yes, I have.
But like, I think you just got to learn to be content with where you are and like what you're doing. Like, I don't have to have the best job, the best car, the best apartment. But like,
apartment. I thought you said department. I was like, why are you dissing?
No, I love our department.
Yeah,
Our department's the best on campus.
I was like,
but no, our apartment is not the best in Livingston. It's pretty.
true.
It's better than where I've lived before. But like, you learn to be content with the small things, and even with what you're going to be going on and doing. Like, I don't want you to feel like, I don't want you to like get miffed out or whatever, and like be like, I could be doing something better than this little job I'm doing right now, where I'm only working a few hours and getting paid so much, only this little bit a month or whatever. I think you should have good goals and aspirations. Of course, I don't want to stay here forever. I've got things I want to do later on in life, but like, you need to learn to be content with the small things you're doing already.
Yeah, it's like not taking it for granted.
Yeah.
I like that. My mom always had a saying of attitude is a choice.
Yeah.
And I think it kept with me a lot because you're right. College is very lonely.
Yeah.
I think you realize that for the first time when a weekend everyone goes home. And you're like, oh, wow. Especially here where you can't just go meet people because you already know everybody. And it's a crucial part, I think, is breaking freshman year.
And
but
like,
I like it.
The whole thing also with like choosing joy is like, we have so much more control over our emotions than we think. And I think it went on social media at one point, like, did you have a bad day or did you have 10 minutes of a bad day and you let that ruin the rest of your day?
Yeah.
Like, you can choose to not be angry or upset about something. You can choose to, just like how music controls our emotions a lot, you yourself can control your emotions very easily. And, I think people just don't think about that too often.
Well, thank you. It is weird. I think I've been wrapped up in what is about to happen that there's been a lot of time this past few weeks that I've just not been okay with it, but I've just not cared.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'll probably look back in a week or two and be like, dang, I wish I'd probably taken it in a little more.
Yeah, not to attack you, but like, you've even in this been like, this really sucks, or my heart drops because I'm seeing it's really close, or something like that. Like, you can control that. You can be like, I'm happy I'm at the end of one road, I'm about to go on another.
Yeah. And it goes back to what I said in the first episode. Fear and excitement are basically the same thing. It's just
the same kind of part of the brain.
Yeah. Same kind of part of the brain. They're the same reaction to unknown. And it is your choice what you choose to feel. You can be excited and you can be scared. And I'm choosing to be excited about the future.
Good.
As much as it's going to hurt, I think I am becoming more content with it all. I'm accepting it. I'm accepting that this is over. And I'm learning to be okay with it.
That sounds like you're going through the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah, exactly. That's on the last episode.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
gotcha.
man. But yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was fun.
my nice part of saying you have 100%. I'm sorry if you hear this. If you lived with me in the past, you were my favorite and best roommate I've had while I've been at college.
I've been told that by a few people, including Nick. So that's
You're
good.
like the perfect roommate, dog.
I mean, I try, you know.
You do very good. But no, it is crazy that how long we've been working together and how long our social circles have been the same. And that I have been incredibly blessed to spend my last 6 months in this town living with you. And essentially, you've been my best friend here. And it's been wonderful. And thank you.
Yeah. Same, dude. Like, when you got back from France, I was like, oh, my God. Things are so much better right now. Because the summer, even though I was hanging out with Mark and Max, like, when you got back and you were living with me again, I was like, oh, this is great.
It's been a wonderful semester.
Especially how we welcomed you back. If you want to post that in part of this.
Here's if I can find the TikTok here, or the not TikTok.
This is a Snapchat.
Snapchat video. This is what they did when I got back from France.
Pretty great.
And yeah, thank you for being on. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun just talking. That's all we do.
This was I think I came into this like almost kind of scared, like because like I said, this is the first time I've done this in a little while. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this.
There's an artificialness to it, and especially in the first 10, 15, you're always like trying to talk and trying to present yourself properly, like you've learned. And then you hit a point, and I almost definitely know the point in the episode where
you know where to cut to.
No, I just know where it fell. I know where the sheen, whatever the my
something.
This podcast has ruined my vocabulary, and I don't know why. Normally, I'm a decently vocabulated guy, and now I'm not. But I know where the sheet dropped, the curtains were pulled back, whatever, and I know where it was just us talking, and that's what I strive to do: is to promote an environment where we can just talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of One More Month. We have most likely 2 more episodes coming out, and they're probably going to be this week. This is going to be a jam-packed week. Welcome to month week.
If you want to take my class, his thing went off again. If you want to take my class, you can enroll at UWA and do that, or you can just figure out how to contact me through my website, CalebJamesSmith.com. Yeah.
I didn't need to give you a space to plug. I'm sorry. I forgot about that part.
No, I just really wanted to because everybody else got to, even though some of them were fake plugs, but
well,
I really want to plug.
That's it, folks. We'll see you next week. Not next week. We'll see you in like 2 days.
And
I'll see you. I always say we'll see you. You're just going to see me. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Bye. Have a good day. Bye.